I really should start doing pre-shows again. See, aren't watching me do all this falderall. Surprise! It's a surprise stream. I don't even know if I should share this, but I'm going to, I guess. Oh, I totally need to edit that. It is actually day 37. I counted wrong. See, I can admit when I make mistakes. Oh, except let's make it so everyone can see us. And oh, look, I am live. How's sound? Yep, you can hear me. Let's share it so you all can find me. Hi, I'm live. Why am I live? Yes, I am live, but I'm also live. Okay, hi, it's Heidi, and this is GirlzgameToo, and I'm not gaming, as you can probably tell from my, oh, I didn't check that. Whoo, it's working. Okay, from my setup, I just restarted and then just started everything. So, and of course, when I restarted, I didn't check to make sure all the cameras were working before I just said, all right, let's do this. All right. So, first off, before I go any further, one reason why I didn't advertise, I don't want to talk too loud. One reason why I did not advertise, oh yeah, I'm fine, did not advertise this show, and it's kind of a surprise stream, is because I'm doing something I have absolutely never done before in my life. And so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, to tell you the truth. I'm really excited. I'm very excited about it. And I'd like to say happy birthday to my sister. Happy birthday, sis. And she is in the D.C. area, so she's a few hours ahead of me. And I don't know. Hi, Sadie. I believe in me. Thank you. I need to believe in me. So I have always wanted to do, I've done art pours before, but I've never done a resin pour. And I've always wanted to do one. I've watched, just a plethora of YouTube videos. You know how you do that, where I'm looking up instead of that. Hey, look, I'm now live. You know how you do that, where you find something that you're like, ooh, that's cool, I want to try that. And then you like get all the stuff, and then you watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and then you don't do it, and you end up, or life happens and you end up just putting it aside. Well, that's kind of what happened to me when it came to my resin pouring. And then COVID hit. So, hey, the one nice thing about COVID is it gives you time to revisit those crafts and hobbies that you said, I really want to try that. And then you went out and you bought all the crap and you didn't try it. So, when I called my sister this morning and wished her a happy birthday, I felt I should motivate myself. Actually, it wasn't just that. I had always planned to do this. But I decided I'm going to resin pour out some coasters. And hopefully they're going to turn out good enough that I can send them to my sister for her birthday. So hopefully this is going to be your birthday gift, and you're going to see it being made, and you're going to love it. Or it's just not going to turn out at all. But you're all going to see it live, and we're going to find out. So at least you're going to see us making it, and then I'll come back and show you tomorrow after it's cured, because it's got cure time. And I'm not going to make you sit here for like 24 hours with me. Although that could be fun. I have done it before. Haven't I, Sadie? By the way, hi, Sadie. Welcome. And I really should. Now, while I'm doing this, it might be harder. Ooh. Let's turn that down, huh? Although that could be fun. I have done it before. Woo. I wanted to be able to see some chat. I don't know if once I get going, if I'm really going to be able to see you guys chatting, but hopefully I will. So, here's the thing. What do I have? Good question. So, it takes a little bit of stuff. At least camera on to watch the resin cure. There you go. Oh, there you go. There's an idea. Although it's just kind of like watching paint dry, I think. So I don't know if it's going to be that exciting to watch it cure. First thing you need is resin. Now, I have a couple of different kinds here to try. For our first, very, very first pour, though, I'm going to try, dun, 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 Amazing Clear Cast. You can find this at just about any Michael's or even Walmart. This is a pretty popular beginner resin that is a 1-to-1. And hopefully it's going to be really nice and easy to work with. So we're going to find out. I also have, and I'm excited to use and try because it's more than half the price. One thing about resin is it can get pricey, especially if you really get into it. And I have a feeling I'm going to get into it just like I did paint pouring. So I immediately started looking for less expensive ways to do resin, like immediately when I saw the prices on resin. And I found at your friendly hardware store, Famo Wood. So this is used, and this is an epoxy resin, just like you would buy at an art store. And I'm looking up again, sorry. But this is actually used for tabletops and bar tops is what it's labeled for. But that doesn't mean you can't use it for art, okay? It just means that it might not have as nice of a cure of working time. So we have a couple of different times. We have our mixed time. And all the videos I've watched, they said, make sure you read the damn instructions. And I'm one of those people that don't like to read instructions. I know. I'm female, and I'm saying it. I don't like to read instructions, okay? But it says that it's not always the same and to read the instructions. So I did kind of take a peek at one of them and then rebox it so I could kind of unbox it for y'all. And that was the Amazing Clear Cast. And I watched a video on the Famo Wood, and the Famo Wood takes a lot more mixing time. And then they both have a different work time. And your work time is the amount of time you have to mix in your mix-ins. So if you want to think about this like ice cream, you get to do mix-ins. So your resin is clear to start. So if you want any kind of colors with it, you either have to mix them in beforehand or while you're doing the pour. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. The nice, cool thing about resin is you can add just about practically anything to it. And I got a few options here to show you. And yes, I had all this shit. That's because, I have Creator Corner, and so we have lots of stuff. So one of the things, actually, you want is embellishments. You don't have to. You can just do it clear, or you could just do it with paints. But it's kind of cool to put stuff in it. So some people like to put seashells, and some people like to put, pictures. There's all sorts of things you can do. Your imagination is really your limit. And I really I like crushed glass. I like to break glass, okay? It's a stress reliever for me, people, and I have been stressed. My father, actually, he made stained glass. And I have actually quite a few stained glass pieces throughout my house. And no, I did not break those. But when he passed, may he rest in peace, I did inherit his stained glass. I, however, did not inherit the time to learn how to do the beautiful stained glass that he does. So I instead learned how to break the stained glass and make mosaics and different things out of broken glass. And I found the actual breaking of the glass to be very therapeutic. I don't know, I love that sound of breaking glass. Anybody else like that? When you're stressed, are there any sounds that you like to hear or movements you like to do that help you de-stress? Breaking glass is one of them. So you can buy crushed glass, and some of these embellishments, like the mirror glass here, you can get these at like a dollar store pretty easily. You can find these in the floral department to embellish different floral things. I actually used to work for a florist, so I have quite a few of these. And this is actually, God help us, glitter. Yes, we're going to play with glitter. We could have a glitter bomb here. We could be cleaning up glitter for months. This could be really fun. And this, I know it looks like glitter, but it's not. It's colored sand. So I'm just trying to show all the different things you could use. And with these, we're actually going to make something that, hopefully, we're going to make something that looks like a geode. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. It's always good also to have kind of a plan before you get started. So I'm doing the whole hand thing. It's good to have a plan before you get started. Really? Yeah. Oh, well, that's good to know. All right, so before I get too obsessed with my puppet hands, this is actually stained glass from my father's workshop. And so I wanted to incorporate that into the design. So that's what this kind of crazy crushed glass is. It's all multicolored. All right, so that's also inspiring some of the colors that I'm going to use in my coloring. So how do you color resin? That's a really good question. Thanks for asking. So you can use alcohol inks or acrylic inks. I have both here. This is an acrylic ink by Dollar and Rowney. I have a whole set of basic colors and that you can use, and they're real nice because they come with the droppers. Can you guys see those? Hopefully you can. I'll put them on here. And then you have alcohol inks. This is from Jacquard. Jacquard they are classic for fabric and paper and poster inks, and they make a really nice alcohol ink that is inexpensive. And then I believe that these are Bombay inks, and I believe that this is an India ink. I think this is an alcohol ink. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. This is actually just an ink. I know that. So, I think it's suspended in alcohol, though. Of course, it doesn't say. So, Bombay ink is some of the best inks. You're going to get huge pigments out of inks. We've talked about this on Happy Little Miniatures. Hey, Dane, if you're out there, pop on in. Talk to us about color. So, inks. Now, inks you're not going to pre-mix in. We're going to actually float these. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And the only one that doesn't float is white because it's heavier. It has more pigment. And that's why I said, hey, Dane, pop in. You can explain this to people. Why doesn't white float? So white sinks, and then everything floats on top of it. So we have to use white when we float inks. And then we have pigments. Pigments are powders that you can use to pigment paint or resin or airbrushing. You can use it for a lot. I love this pink gold. I'm going to probably use that in this. And then I have a really pretty, it's called Reflex Violet. And then I have also a bunch of little golds. And I pick these up. Whenever there's a clearance, I pick up pigments. Don't buy pigments at full price. Pigments at full price are horrendously priced. And so I always try to get pigments on clearance, or if occasionally you can find pigments at the dollar store. Great little budget tip. And for pigments, eyeshadow. Yeah, if you have a bunch of eyeshadows, and I actually brought some over to show you that I have. Now, not every eyeshadow, but mica-based eyeshadows especially are really good. So this is a Ben Nye charcoal, and it's a mica-based. And so you can use that. These are from Unique. It's one's like a gray and one's, I don't know, a gold. And so these are actually powder pigment eyeshadows. And they're mica powders. See how that is? Can you see that? Hey, she figures out how to use the close-up cam. So those are things. And then you can just use regular old acrylic paint too. The pigments and the mica powders and the acrylic paints, you're going to pre-mix with the resin before you do the pours. Okay? Did you get all that? Well, if not, you can rewind and rewatch and pause me. That happens. All right. Also, if you're going to use just a straight old acrylic, don't use like an apple barrel, because apple barrel is super thin. Hey, if Dane was here, he'd explain to you why. And it has to do with the fillers that they use. This is like $1 unroll-y. This is not top of the line. Top of the line would be, all of a sudden I can't think of it. I have some around here. You know what top of the line paints are. They're really expensive. You want to use a thicker paint. You don't want to use a thinner paint. And so the thicker paints are the top of the line paints. You can tell I didn't close that very well. But you see how that's thicker and not thinner? I knew you'd be able to tell me how to open that. Okay, so there's your little tutorial on pigments and paints and embellishments. And what else do you need? Oh, okay. Make sure, just a few tips. As I have paint oozing out here. I'm looking for something to grab it with. I know what I forgot. Oh, I have some right here. Paper towels. So there's just a few supplies you need to make sure you have, besides resin and paints and embellishments. You need a mold of some sort. Silicone mold of some sort, okay? I'm also going to do a freeform mold to show you. So you don't necessarily have to go buy a silicone mold. This is a silicone candy mold from Michael's. It happens to be just a really perfect size for coasters. Or I thought it would be. And so I think it's just about time for me to start standing up anyways. So, there. All right, so you want to make sure the surface that you are pouring on is level. So you might notice here I have a level. And then I shimmed this just a smidge because it wasn't level. But it is now. It's tits now. So, because if most resins that you're going to use, art resins as well as even the glaze coat, they're self-leveling. But you ain't going to get it. It's only going to self-level to the amount of level that it's already at. So if it's at a crookedness, it's going to level crooked. Okay? It's common sense, but it's not necessarily common sense you're going to think of if you've never done it before, which I haven't, but, you know, like I said, watched a million videos. You want to make sure you have your area covered with some kind of plastic wrap. I buy clear shower curtains from the dollar store when I see them. They're cheap, and they're about 3 mil for thickness, so they're just perfect, and then I can cut them to the size. I don't feel guilty about it. And it's just the perfect working area for working with paints and silicones and stuff like that. So that's my little tip for that. If you do not have a form like this, you could just take silicone from the hardware store and actually make a form out of the silicone and pour right into that. Okay? So you don't have to have a whole bunch of fancy stuff. That's one of the things I like about this. A lot of this stuff, you could just go pick a flower, dry it, and cast it. Or your favorite toy from when you were a kid, if it's a little toy or something. There's just so many things that you can do with resin casting. I'm really excited about this. Can you tell? All right, so let's open one. I think we're to that point. I have stir sticks, which I have cut in half because I'm going to do a whole bunch of different colors here. And I have straws for blowing bubbles. And I have a torch for torching out bubbles. But you don't want to get crazy with this or you'll ruin your resin, okay? So those are the other things that I have. Otherwise, you know everything now that I know. So I think it's time to open the box. And I just want to make sure with me moving, the sound was still good. And see what's inside. All right, so we're going to start with the amazing clear coat. It's a 2-part clear coat casting resin. It says it's super easy to use. Just 3 easy steps. That's what it says. So we're going to find out if that's true. And actually, all the videos I watched, they did all the little editing and everything. None of them were live. And yeah, they made it look super easy too with all that editing. So let's see just how super easy it is. All right, folks. Okay, so what do we get? We got 2 popsicle sticks, which I have more of those because I think you can never have enough of these. You should always have enough to build a giant castle, just in case, you know, the lights go out and you get bored and you need something to do. All right, so yeah, I'm that girl. All right, and what else? We have a bottle of, I pulled out B first. All right, so we have an A. You see that? An A side and a B side. I feel like these should be records. Maybe we should put a record on A side and B side. All right, so a couple of things about buying resin. Open your box, if you can, in the store and look at the B side, okay? And if it's already starting to yellow, don't buy it because it's been on the shelf for way too long. And your cast is going to be yellow instead of clear. Okay, so these things have a shelf life. As soon as I open these, they're only going to be good for about 6 months. So we have a shelf life on this, all right? So that's the other reason why I didn't just open and go. I'm like, all right, when I do this, when I open this, I have to actually do it, right? All right, so it says measure equal amounts, mix thoroughly, and pour slowly. Okay, so these are our instructions. They also have a little bit more. Oh, the Salties needs a timeout again. Okay, so we have a little bit more instruction here as well. Although it doesn't really say too much more. It has a few tips and hints. I have actually read this. What? I did. I read the instructions. Can you believe it, Sadie? I'm about ready to go lock Salty up one more time. All right, so we're going to mix equal parts of A and B. The first thing I want to do, little tip, and I learned this a long time ago when I had to mix stuff that had to be exact because I'm a baker, all right? You can't hear her? Oh, good. I'm glad you can't hear her. Thank you for telling me that. Now she's just bugging me, and I know she's not bugging you. All right. So when I had to mix stuff that I knew had to be exact, as a baker, you know, you can cooks. There's just certain recipes you have to be exact, and there's certain recipes where you can just like throw at it. Oh, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. So when I have to be exact. I like to mark things, all right? So we're going to mark up our measuring cups a little bit because I'm afraid that when we start mixing these, we're not going to be able to see. So can you see here it has like 10, they're kind of clear. So where I want to put these, we're going to start off at the 10 mark. So I want 10... and the 20. All right, so you see how I've marked the 10 and the 20. So the 10 is where A goes, and the 20 is where B goes, up to B. You see how that works? And I'm going to do that on 2 cups. So I have 2 at the 10 and 20. I have no idea how much I need. All right. But I know that I don't want to mix less than an ounce. How many cc's is in an ounce? I need my other sister to tell me that, because this has got cc's and milliliters. How many milliliters are in an ounce? I'm pretty sure there's 10 cc's to an ounce. I could be wrong about that. So I think, and every cc is a milliliter, in case y'all don't know that. I think, oh, now see, that one's a little low. So then I like to look and see which one I did best. Whichever one I did best, we're going to use. Oh, I did this one best. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with 1. We're just going to do 1 cup. The other thing is you want to make sure your temperature, they're room temperature. And when they say room temperature, they mean 70 to 75 degrees. If it's colder, you want to kind of warm them up in a little sitz bath. And if it's warmer, that's going to reduce your time you have to work with it. All right. So, and it feels warmer than that in here, but it's not. It's just the lights. And I'm looking. Oh my God. All right. So I'm going to measure A in, and then I'm going to measure B in. And then we're going to pour together into a mixing cup and mix slowly until absolutely no swirls are seen. So really what they're saying to do is put 10 in one and 10 in the other and put them both in. Seems like a lot of pouring to me. Doesn't it? It does. Pour together in a mixing cup and mix slowly until absolutely no swirls are seen. All right, I'm going to go grab some bigger mixing cups because these mixing cups are making me nervous because they're so small. So I'll be right back. Entertain them, Sadie. It'll take me 2 seconds, actually. I knew I forgot something. I just couldn't figure out what it was. Yeah, I told you that'd be quick. You need to hush up, child. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Thanks for the lurk. It's too much pressure. I'm back. It's all right. Okay, so I went and I got a couple solo cups. Ooh, did I just totally screw that up? No, I didn't. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Are you ready? This is the scary part, the mix. I feel like I need to sit down again for this. What do y'all think? Yeah? Can barely. Camera down. Too much pressure. That's funny. All right. Here we go. A. 1-to-1 ratio. All right. Oh my God, I'm opening it. All right, there's no turn. Oh, gloves. Damn it. They're right here. But you should wear gloves because it can be toxic to the skin. And there could be fumes. So I do have a funny respirator apocalypse mask. We'll see if there's fumes. You're okay. Yes, I'm putting gloves on. She gets so excited whenever I put gloves on. I did some yard work earlier, and she just got so excited when I put the gloves on. Oh my God. I'm like, she helped me dig. I have not. Do you think I should open the window? It's really hot out. I don't know. I don't know about that. I guess if it gets fumey, I'll open it. How about that? Does that sound like a good plan? All right. So, well, yeah. If I pass out, you know you know where to find me. You keep saying you're not far. not far. I can get you. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, 10. Salty. Not while I'm mixing, Salty. I'm doing important chemical work here. Okay, this is thick. This is thick like lube. I really feel like I need to have like, oh. Okay. All right. I got you. Thank you. All right. All right, y'all see I'm at the line. All right, if this fucks up, it's because I might be a tad above the line. And they seriously said that could be an issue. But that's why I did my lines. So hopefully I don't fuck this up. All right. So that's A. So now we're going to do B. All right, y'all ready for B? So that, and then we might have to put some music on while we're stirring. So, Salty, come here. Bring Flo. Salty picked out another toy out of her bark box. It looks like a stork by the name of Flo. Where's Flo? Hi. Hi. You can get up on your chair? I can't pick you up right now. I totally want to take my teeth to this, and I don't think I should do that. I didn't do it. I was just pretending. All right, so B is the hardener. That's what she said. And so it makes it hard. Or harder. Oh my God. Lord help me. All right. Here's that. All right. This is trash. I'm going to put this over here. I got a little trash bin thing. All right. All right. B. All right. Same cup. But now I'm going to take it to the 20 line. Woo. All right. This is thinner. It goes faster. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Thinner, faster. Kind of interesting that the hardener is thinner and faster. Okay. Alright. Just wiping that down. Alright, I'm closing those up, making sure they're good and closed. Now, I poured them together. And we're going to mix. Can you see any of this? Can you even see it? Bum, bum. Alright. Yes, you can now. Alright. So now we are going to mix. And one of the things about mixing, I maybe should have put this in a different cup, is it said to like, get these out of the way, to like turn, scrape. So to make sure you scrape your sides, in other words. This is such a small little mixing cup. So you're going to mix it for 3 minutes. Somebody give me a timer. I need a 3-minute timer. I forgot to set a 3-minute timer. What time is it? Okay. Alright. So, and one of the things, alright, so 5 mistakes you might be doing. I watched this video, 5 mistakes that beginners do with resin. You don't stir it enough. Alright. You want to think you're stirring it too much. So, and yeah, when you're stirring it, you're going to produce bubbles. That's okay. We're just going to let it sit for a couple minutes when I'm done stirring it, and those bubbles will just kind of dissipate. That's what I've read. Alright. Another thing is trying to pour too much at one time. So making too much. Hence why I'm making such a small amount. Alright. This resin, as it cures, is going to heat up. So if you're doing a big pour, which later on I am going to be doing a larger pour, you want to do it in layers. Alright. And you can layer this. So you pour one layer, you let it kind of set a little, and then you pour the next. Scrape, 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 scrape. Stir, 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 stir. So we're stirring. How's everyone doing? It's day 37 of our quarantine, and our governor, we just had 45 just came to visit here in Arizona and didn't wear a mask, but everybody who came within contact of him got to be tested. No wonder we have no tests. Everyone coming within contact of the president, or that could possibly come within contact of the president, is getting tested. That's where all the fucking tests are going. All right, sorry. We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, Arizona is not even going to make it 40 days. They're going to open up before 40 days. I mean, Jesus was in the desert. The Israelites were in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, or was that 40 years? The Noah, 40, I mean, everybody in the Bible lasted 40 days at least. The John the Baptist did that 40-day starvation thing in the desert. Can we last a 40-day shutdown? Hell no, not for our own health even. Not to save grandma or ourselves. So I just thought I needed to put that into some kind of biblical perspective. There you go. There's my biblical perspective. All right. Hey, it's been 3 minutes. All right. So now, they said 3 minutes, right? So once no swirls are seen. Whoa, once no swirls are seen, you mix for an additional 3 minutes. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to just keep mixing a little bit longer. I don't think we have any more swirls. But I think better safe than sorry, truthfully, in my opinion. Which, you know, is like butts. Everyone's got one. Alright, what do y'all think? Do you think it's still swirling? Oh, you can't tell on that camera. Let's see if we can tell over here. Alright, do you think that it's still... I probably should have had it in there to begin with. We need to let some of those air bubbles count. Those are air bubbles. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think it's swirling. I think I got a bunch of air bubbles. I think if I let the air bubbles sit, it would be clear. So, that's exactly what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to let it sit for a couple minutes, and we're going to plan out our first coaster. What do you think? You like that plan? Alright, so I'm going to look at the time so I know. So, this should, if you just let this sit, it should, the bubbles should just, see how the bubbles are just popping like champagne? You see that? I don't know if you can see that here. Let's see if I can bring that up so you can see how, without spilling it. You see how the bubbles are starting to just pop? So if you get a big one, they say to just take it over the side and pop it yourself. Because you want to have as little bubble effect here. I just feel like I need a little more stirring. I know. I knew I was gonna be like this with the stirring. Now the Famo wood, I read up on it. So you do a lot of mixing and remixing with that. They have you like put it in one cup and then put it into another cup and then put it into another cup and then put it into another cup. It's like, dear God in heaven, people, how many cups do I have to use here? So yeah. And then you stir 6 minutes and then you stir another 6. That's why we're not starting with that one. It's a lot more. Okay, so I think my first one, I'm going to do the alcohol inks. Yeah. You like that plan? Okay, so that means we're going to just pour clear to start with. That makes it easy. All right, so we're going to let that sit for just... Actually, what I'm going to do while that sits is I'm going to mix up another cup. Ha ha ha! I'm getting a method to this madness. All right. I'm going to mix up another cup. So I have 2 cups going of this because I definitely know that's not enough for one. Because that's going to take a little bit, right? I think so. And that doesn't look like much. Alright, so the thick stuff for 10. And I got to bring it up here so it's eye level. Otherwise, it ain't going to be even. That's just a little measuring trick. If you don't measure at eye level, yeah, your measuring line is not going to be even. Okay, there's A. Now we're going to put in some B. Now, the B was really thin, remember? All right. Dun, dun. All right, here's B. I remember it went really quick. Okay, there's B. Okay, so now maybe on this one I can make you see the swirls more. We'll find out. All right. I'm going to take our little stick. And we're going to start to mix. Oh yeah, you see how that's swirling? It's kind of pearlescent. So we want that to stop. That pearlescence kind of look. I kind of see it more now on this one. So how do you all like to stir? Do you like to go... Yes, I'm talking about stirring now. Do you like to go like one way and only one way? Or do you like to go 2 ways? As you can tell, I go back and forth. I have a hard time deciding. I swear, do we need to clean that camera or something? I don't know why it looks so unfocused. My Skycam compared to all my other cameras. Alright, I don't think we're swirling here anymore. So now we're stirring for another 3 minutes on this one. And yes, we have been stirring now for almost 6 minutes total. And yeah, you've watched me stir for 6 minutes total. Isn't this an exciting stream, folks? I did actually think about pre-mixing some of this, but as none of you have seen me prior to a stream, you're not really aware of how discombobulated I am, because I am very discombobulated prior to a stream. And I decided that I would get distracted. I would mix it, and then I'd get distracted. And then it'd harden right here in the cup or something, you know? So I decided that wasn't a good plan. Although, on all those edited videos, that's what they did. They did that pre-mixing. They did that magic thing of, all right, and now I'll be back when it's all mixed. Bing! And then it was all mixed. And I was like, well, how long did that really take? Hence why we're doing this live. Because let's see how long it really takes. Right? I think that's a good plan. I mean, because this is the quick one. The Famo wood takes a lot longer on the stirring. Alright, I'm feeling like I'm not getting as many bubbles with this one. So that's a good thing. Maybe I did a better mix. Or maybe I'm just not stirring as vigorously. What do y'all think? Comment if you have a comment about my stirring. Do you think I should have put it in another cup to stir? That's a thought process, too. Kind of beat and stir, don't I? Can't believe that I've actually riffed this long about stirring. Okay. We're almost done with the 3 minutes. Can you believe it? I riffed for 3 minutes on stirring. And this one looks so much better already. I have to say. I think I stirred this one better. I do. I think I did. So is Salty. She just kind of oof, oof. So, how was your class yesterday, Miss Lurker? If you hear me, I don't know if you can hear me because you're just lurking. Big bubbles, big bubbles. All right, got some big bubbles there. Now, I'm not worried about a ton of bubbles, to tell you the truth, because I want a little bubblage, because I want it to look like glass. And if you've ever seen blown glass, it's pretty hard to get it so it doesn't have bubbles. At least some. And we'll be able to get some of that out, too, with the pour. All right, so we're going to let it sit. We're going to let that one sit. So this one's now sat for 3 minutes. Ha! See? So I'm now going to just give it a little quick stir. Make sure we don't have any swirlage. And that we are really clear. Because that's that was another big thing I read and I saw was make sure you really, really, really have it well mixed. And I was like, all right, okay. Make sure you really scrape those sides. Okay. All right. All right, so then we're going to pour slowly. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to very slowly, which this isn't very slowly, I don't think. I'm going to pour, and as you can see, that pretty much did a single layer. Not even a very thick. Probably an 1/8 of an inch, if that. Maybe 1/16 of an inch thick. I'm just going to use this to get it all the way into my corners there. All right. So there's my base. Okay. Now we're going to layer this puppy. I actually want to put a little bit of glass here in this base, okay? And it's going to sink a little. So I want to make sure I have a decent base there. And I think I do, actually. I think I have a pretty decent base. So I'm going to take actually a little bit. And I want the smaller pieces. Smaller than that. Going through my glass here. Here we go. All right. All right, I got to think about this. I'm trying to make a little bit of a center here. Okay. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, and I want to just kind of sink these in. So in case you didn't see my intro, if you're just popping in, this is my very first time doing anything with resin. And it is my sister's birthday today. Happy birthday, sis! And I'm actually trying to make her some coasters here. And the glass that I'm using is actually stained glass that my daddy worked with. That I crushed up by hand. Or at least some of it is. Okay. So now I'm going to pour another layer. I think we're just about, yep, we're to the 3-minute point. So this is now sat for 3 minutes. And it's ready. So now I'm going to pour this second layer. I want to make sure my rocks are really well covered. All right. And I'm not going to pour this whole thing yet, because what I want to do first is add some color. All right. So let's grab, what we got? We got white, and we got a little red in there. And there's a little yellow, and there's some blue. Oh my, we got all sorts, don't we? All right, so the white should sink. Oh, if I can get it open. Dear God in heaven. Aha, okay. Here we go. Just make sure it's actually going to come out. I don't actually have to like cut the tip or anything. So I don't think I've ever used these. And there's, hopefully something's going to come out. Okay. Do I have to cut the tip? That's what she asked. Nope, there is a hole. I see a hole. So what's up, Buttercup? All right. Don't worry, I have more than one white. I am prepared. All right. You have about a 40-minute work time with this resin. So that's actually a really nice work time. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to make some bowls with it even. Glad that had nothing in it. All right. Now, the Bombay ink, it doesn't have a dropper with it. And I probably do have a dropper somewhere. But you can also, you should be able to use a straw. Proving me wrong. Okay, see how that's sinking? Whoop, didn't get that in there. I really want this to look random. That's not helping, is it? Alright, let's try. This straw is useless, right? Oh, I wonder if... So you see how the straw so blows out the bubbles? Okay, there's some white. Got a little white base on there. Gotta figure out why that one's not working. Let's add a little red. They make this look so much easier on the video, I gotta tell ya. Now notice how the red floats. I wonder if that was red or pink. Guess I could read it. This says scarlet. That must have been pink. Let's see what happens when we add them together. They look very similar. What do you think? I think we need some yellow in this. Oh, wait a minute. And this is the acrylic inks. I love acrylic inks. They are so much fun to work with. Except when that happens. Make sure your acrylics are flowing. And not. Okay, there we go. Hey, save that. Oh, okay. The yellow kind of sinks too a little. Good to know. Ooh. All right. What do you think? Blue? A little blue? Yeah? I'm liking the blue idea. Kind of looking like flowers right now. Make sure we got. Okay, yes, it's clear. There's some blue. And maybe a little gold. Sepia. I don't know. Oh, that's dark. Nope, no sepia. Okay, just a little green. I don't know, you get the yellow and the blue together, you're going to have green already. But I like that it's not mixing, so. Okay. Just. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, so we could take a stick and run it through, or we could do a blow. I like to blow. You notice with the blowing, it's actually going down several levels. I need to blow this way. Yeah, I do. Alright. Let's see. Alright. We need more white. Definitely need more white. I need to get that other white moving. Let's see. So you see how white I love how it just spiders. That's what I call it. I call it spidering. It spiders in. Alright, there's my white. I'm going to take a stick really quick and just do a quick Okay, time to pour more resin. And then to make this, I think we need maybe 1 or 2 more cups to get the right thickness. We don't have to do this whole thickness. We just want to have the proper thickness for a coaster and to get that nice 3D effect. So now I'm going to make up a little more resin for the next layer. Comment. Uh-oh. Do we have, hopefully we're still on. And comment if you have any questions. And, or if you have any suggestions, because each one's going to be a little different. So if you have any questions or suggestions on how you think I should do one, or how you want to see me do one, or, you know, oh, I want to see this, or I want to see that. We're also going to do some pre-mixing of colors for some as well. Okay. Something. It needs something. All right, A. We got A. This is the heavy one. A. All right, so I did 20 milliliters of resin is what I'm making. So far we have 40 milliliters of resin made. And in this cast, in case anyone is keeping track of our, and there's our first 10. Oh. Alright, note to self, resin gets sticky once mixed. Okay. B. B's a little slipperier. Move that off there. Okay, here comes B. So we're doing this a 1-to-1 ratio. I already have my little marks. I might have gotten a little much on that one. We'll find out when we mix. Okay, but what I am excited to see is that it has not used up a ton here. I wasn't sure how much this would use for each one. And I'm excited to see that it hasn't used a whole bunch. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna look for the swirls to disappear. So we want it to not have that pearlescent look to it. And then once we have gotten rid of that pearlescent look, you want to make sure you scrape those sides and the bottom. So that pearlescent look is almost gone. Our swirls are almost gone. And that's when we're going to start the timer. Once those swirls are gone. Hi, Matt. How are you? How are you doing? Thanks for joining us today. I am doing my very first resin pour. And I'm very excited about this. Okay, our swirls are gone. You see how it's not pearlescent-y anymore? It's still got bubbles, but it's clear. So now we're going to start a timer for 3 minutes. All right. And we're going to stir. We're going to scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape the bottom, scrape the sides, and then stir. Yeah, right? Here I am, stirring, stirring, stirring. You're like, really? Did I just really go on stream to watch someone stir? Hey, I did a fabulous 3-minute stir riff earlier. But yes, there is a lot of stirring in this. Now, obviously, not everybody, in fact, no one has ever done this live that I've been able to find. I could not find a single live resin pour. All I could find were these edited videos where, yes, sorry about Salty. She's barking at her bark box because I won't give her all her toys. She's like, yeah, give me a toy. Anyways, so most of these videos, or all of them that I found, are edited. And they edit out, they're like, alright, so, and then you stir this. And now we're back, and it's stirred. And I'm like, wait a minute, how long did it stir? How long did you stir? Did you stir it vigorously? Did you stir it slowly? How did you I mean, these are questions I had. And so I'm like, what? So when I do this, I'm just going to do it, and we're going to find out how I stir it. And how long it really takes. And you know me, I don't edit it. So y'all get to watch me stir. So, are y'all still working from home? Are you staying home, Matthew? Or are you working outside of home? Or are you lurking and you're not commenting? I can take questions, concerns, comments during my stirring. It's when I'm doing the whole fancy art stuff. I can't do it. Ooh, Sadie, if you come on Facebook, I can bring you on camera through Facebook Live. That's a new feature. Or at least new to me. Alright, where are we at 3-minute wise? Oh, we're almost there. We're almost through our 3 minutes. So, again, this is Amazing Clear. I have the box somewhere. Amazing Clear Cast. It's one of the quickest stir times. I have some others to try. Hi, baby girl. I got Salty between my legs. That just sounded bad. And I would help you up, baby, but I got my hands full right now. All right. So we are now at the 3-minute mark of stirring on that. So now I'm just going to let that sit while I stir up another cup. I'm going to do, I'm pretty sure it's only going to take 2 more cups for this coaster. So I'm going to let that sit and debubble. And then if it doesn't take 2 more cups, then we have the first cup for the next coaster. See how that works? Party! Okay. Party. Here we go. Going to the red line. This stuff's thick. Like thicker than lube. Well, it's thick like good lube, I guess I should say. Okay. There's part A. Ooh, I might have gotten that a little high. Hope I didn't. So that seems to be one of the big things they talk about being a big mistake beginners make, is not getting that mix right. And that's the big thing that will cause your resin castings to go bad. Is not getting that 1-to-1 mix. And it's, whoops, it sounds like it's got to be pretty on perfect. Okay, add the hardener. And now, we shall make it. See how it's kind of clear there, but the minute that I do this, it's going to get pearlescent-y. See how it's starting to swirl? So we're gonna stir until there is no more swirl. And that's when we know that we have them mixed. I feel like there's something in there. Looks like there's something in there. It's like that Doc Hollywood scene where the lady goes in. She's like, I got a blurry spot in my eye. Here, no here, no here. And then he grabs her glasses and cleans them. And she's like, I'm cured. This is a good show. If you haven't ever seen Doc Hollywood, that's a fun movie. Okay, I think that pearlescence went away much quicker. Comment if you've ever done resin and you have any tips, because this is my very first time. Now, obviously, I could, once I know how much it actually takes, I could actually make up a little bit more. So I could do like 20 mils, 20 cc's of A and 20 cc's of B, and then put them together in another cup. And then stir, stir, stir. So, and in fact, I may do that for my next coaster, and then split that up into separate cups to pigment. Whoops! Getting a little crazy here. Getting crazy. Alright. Almost to our 3 minutes. And hopefully we're getting the bubbles out of that other one. That's hopefully just settling here. And you notice that here on our project, it's almost completely clear. There's like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take, if I'm going to need to take the torch to it, to tell you the truth. Although there's a part of me that wants to just throw a little silicone in there just to, when I do put the torch in, I'll get some beautiful cells. That would look cool. Have them exploding. We might have to do one like that. That we have cells exploding like that. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Bum bum. I think this is good. It's going to give it a good... Can you hear that? Okay. Now we're going to let that sit. And debubble. I swear it looks... It doesn't look clear because it just has so many bubbles. That's all. Alright, now. We're going to take the one that's already sat. And we're going to pour it slowly. Now notice how, when we do that, some of that did kind of start to set. Yeah, right. That's kind of cool. And now it's layering it into different layers. Okay. Now, I think what I want to do there is I want to put some mirrored glass right in the center there. I don't know, that's what I'm feeling. And I'm thinking just the straight mirror, but not a lot. I need to put that down. So I'm going to take a little cup just to kind of regulate my movement here. And then No, I'm kind of liking it. What do y'all think? So, okay, now I want to kind of push down some of that into my piece. So some floats. Okay. Totally need a light color on that. Yeah, we do. I might have to dye some white. Definitely need a dropper. Though I do like the randomness of this, I must say. Right? Hi, thanks, Senpai. Thanks for the lurk. So you notice the white, in case you weren't here when I did white before, it sinks. So it's actually, it's heavier, and it's a good base for the other colors. We'll use this one. That one's just going to be a pain to open. I need. Okay, I'll use this. It's so quiet. It's meditative. It's going to have layers of color. I like that. And once we pop it, you'll be able to see that. It has those layers. All right. This is going to be the final layer, I believe. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to add just a little bit, just a little, just on the edges here. I probably should be doing it with a cup because it's going to float. There we go. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. If it's going to be a giant mess or if it's going to look awesome. All right. Okay. Here it goes. Final layer. Oh, wow. This is going to be so cool. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to try to get a close-up of this. Oh, yeah. I'm nowhere near it over here. Okay. Do you see the, hopefully you can see this here, the 3D layering here on this? So when we pop this, you're going to be able to see this from different angles once it cures. Yeah, I think that's going to look really, really, really kick-ass. All right. So that was one coaster. Now, obviously, that was my very first coaster, and that maybe took longer than it needed to, because I probably could have poured like a bunch of these and then done it, had an idea of how I was doing it. But since it was my very first, you know, I kind of wanted to take my time. So, now, let's do another, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and not make you watch me stir the next one. Oh, what? Yeah. So, since I don't have somebody else to riff for me, I'm thinking I might pop back in. What do you think? Do you think I should put on music and let you guys watch me stir? Or do you think I should edit? It's not really an edit. It's a stop and start again. I have to take these gloves off. They're driving me nuts. So, as long as I have people watching, I'm not going to pop off. Let's just say that. That just sounded bad, too. Let's see if I had anybody watching. I at least have one person watching. I got some lurkers. I like my lurkers. All right. We'll just keep going. This time, though, I want to get this going. I wonder if I gotta pop it with a needle or something. I'm going to do 20 of each, and then I'm going to pop it into a bigger glass to mix. And then that's going to give me the first half. Yeah, of stuff. Okay. We have a plan. All right, A. 20 cc's of A. And we're going to pigment this one. So this one we're going to do differently. I probably should be wearing gloves. Yes, I should be. All right, folks. I got to put another pair on. That pair had just gotten so bad I had to take it off. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm excited about this one. All right, A. All right, we're going to do 20. So we're going to go to the second mark. So we have 20. This is the thick one. This is the one that's like lube. We're not going to stop at 10. We're going to go up to the 20. All right. So I got 20 of A. There's my A. A. This show is brought to you by A. All right, now we're going to add 20 of B, and I'm actually going to go ahead and throw this in my little garbage can bowl and grab a new shop towel. Put that back. Okay, new shop towel. Now I need 20. So we're going to go to the second red line of B. And this is the hardener. This one's thinner. So 20 cc's or milliliters, depending on how you want to call it. They're the same thing. It runs much faster. It's like the difference between NyQuil and rum. Okay. That almost looks like a flower. Had some cells on it. You know, I don't really see any big, whatchamacallits, air bubbles, but, I did blow it. How you do that is really quick. You're going to, real quick, just pop these, any air bubbles you see. You do not want to do that long. So it's not like when you're doing the paintings, how you do that for a super long time. You'll ruin your resin if you do it like you do when you're doing the paintings. So you just want to, real quick, just pop any bubbles you see and be done with it. And I think I got them all. That one's going to look kick-ass. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to take a fresh stick. I don't remember which one is A and which one is B. And I'm going to put them both in this cup here to mix. Okay. Oh, I should add music, huh? Yeah, I could totally do that. Pours are always more fun with music. All right, so there's A and B. And now we're going to make it swirl. Ooh, maybe you'll be able to see the swirl a lot easier in the big cup. Oh, you can. You can totally, not that I'm doing it in a camera that you could see it, but you can totally see the swirl better. Of course, I can't see it unless I stand up. Oh, I need to stand up. Let's stand, shall we? Yes, let's. Hi. Hi. Oh, no! I dropped it. All right, so we're stirring. I kind of feel like I need a longer stir stick using this cup. So there's that. And I'll just bring that up here. All right. All right, so can you see that my swirlies are gone? So now I do 3 minutes. So let's see, I need a time. All right. So now we're going to stir this for 3 minutes. And we really want to make sure this is well stirred, because this is a bigger batch. And you're more likely to screw it up when you make bigger batches, from what I've read. So yeah, I have no idea since I've never done this before. That's my very first one. It almost looks like there's a butterfly there. Kind of need to focus that better, don't I? Let's see if I can do that for you. Until I'm tired of stirring, huh? Properties, configure video. Let's see. If I zoom a little closer. And I'm going to have to apply. And then make that a little smaller. There. Alright. Yeah, it might be a little better. And I'm back to stirring. I didn't get the music going, did I? That's alright. We'll get some. So somebody can claim something on this, right? So they said that you're going to feel, if you feel like you've stirred it longer than you should, then you've probably stirred it enough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to let that, actually we're not going to let that sit yet. Instead, I'm going to pour some in some cups. And I'm now dropping resin everywhere. And this is why you want to cover your table so you don't get resin everywhere. So I'm transferring them to the smaller cups now so that I can pigment these. Okay. Waste not, want not, right? Okay. So now we need some colors. I definitely want to go with some of this rose gold. And I think maybe a little bit of this pearlescent reflex violet, maybe. And what's going to look good with this? What's this? What do you think? These three? No, I don't like that. That could be interesting. Or, yeah, let's try that. Okay, so the more pigment you use, the deeper color you're going to get. The less you use, the more translucent your color will be. Hopefully that made sense. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And that actually was an eyeshadow that I just put in there. So we're going to try out some eyeshadow. And I'm going to put a little bit of... I have to open this. Yep. Well, that's interesting. Love this rose gold. I want a good portion of that to be rose gold. Let's get it good. Alright, so also the more pigment you put in, the heavier your resin's going to be, and the longer it's going to take to cure. So you also want to think about that. I'm going to mix those and see what they look like. I wanted to see what color this was, how pinky it was. Before I did a purple, because I don't know if I'm going to do purple in this one. If the purple and the rose gold will go together. Because this rose gold's really pinky. In fact, I almost am tempted to add more gold to it. More gold pigment. I just don't want to, I don't want to load my resin down with too much pigment. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, do you kind of see that? How that's got a little bit of a gold swirl in it. That's going to be cool. That's some cool pigment. Alright, so there's that one. So let's use a skinnier stick here. Some sticks. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, so this is actually the eyeshadow. This is very deep. And I pulled back on this pigment. I actually put less in than I was originally going to put in. Because I realized when I started to pull it out just how much pigment was in this. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That is a gorgeous color. Eyeshadow, people. Yeah. Yeah. Don't have to spend $10 on pigments. Spend $10 on eyeshadow. And then, yeah. Chris, you can use pigments as eyeshadows too. I like that a lot. Okay. So there's that. I'm kind of thinking this one's going to go quicker. I don't know why. I just think it will. Okay, there's that. Alright, so we had a gold. We got a very deep, almost coppery gold. And we have a rose gold. So, I think we maybe need to stay in the red family. Yeah, let's stay in the red family with that. Woo! This is very red. Okay, let's try to put a little less in there and maybe we'll get kind of more translucent. Let's see. Let's see. We can always add more. You can't take any out. Remember that whenever you're coloring anything. Especially your hair. Especially if you're using Vivids in your hair. Alright. Okay. I'm going to have to get a new game mat. I got so much crap on this game mat. This is going to be like my art mat. Okay. Here we go. I'm hoping this one will be a little more translucent. I didn't use as much pigment because I wanted it to be more translucent. And that's how you get that more translucent look. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like that. It's almost pearlescent-y. It's got like that pearlescent look. All right. Okay. Let's, I think we need a little clear. Yeah, I think we're going to need a little clear. So I'm going to make up, because that can sit. And while that sits, I'm going to go ahead and make up. I sat down again. I need like a camera jig. Move my pigments. Don't want to mix more pigments in my resins. Here's A. Alright, I'm just going to do a little one here. So this is just going to go just 10 of A. I just want a little clear. Okay, so there's 10 of A. Clean off my bottle. Oh no, cap down! Cap down, cap down. I got it. Alright, there's A. Here's B. So now there are some resins that have a much shorter open time. So they have stir time, they have open time, then they have cure time. So your open time is your time where you have to pigment it. Whoa. Oh, I way put too much in that. Oh no. This one might not work. Where you have time to pigment it and you have time to work with it. And so this amazing clear actually has a 40-minute open time, which is really long. A lot of resins only have a 15 to 20-minute open time. And then it's starting to set and it's starting to cure after that. So that's important to look at, your open time. How much time do I have to work with it? So in that time, you can play with your colors, you can play with what's inside of your cast and move stuff around. And it's not, what's inside of the cast is set. Now the shape of the cast. So like, let's say you're pouring a longer, thinner cast. And you want to like shape it. So you can cure this for a few hours and then it will still be a little flexible. It will be hardened but flexible. It won't be completely hard yet. And at that point you can shape it into bowls or sculptures and stuff like that. And then you can get some really cool shit. If you can shape those. So, like I said, this is a basic throwing it in a form and casting. I will be doing strains with freeform casting and also with some canvas casting, 3D casting on canvas. And I'm super excited to do that. So, and no, I've never done this before. But I have worked. Okay. So, I have worked with resins before. And I have worked with castings before. I've worked with more rubber than epoxy resin, to tell you the truth. Because back when I went to school, and I went to school and I majored in many things. So one of the many things I majored in was theater and special effects makeup. And so one of the things we learned was how to work with resins and epoxies and plaster and rubbers and all those wonderful things to make appliances and molds. And we didn't really have silicone back in the 80s, so not liquid. Not that we really used a ton of, that I can remember. I guess we had it as a caulk, but we hadn't really discovered it as like we use it now. Man, we use it for everything now. Bakeware and cookware and molds and to make molds. But, and yeah, things go much easier with the silicone now. And I'm checking my time for my 3 minutes, because I think I'm doing pretty good here. Alright, so I'm going to let this, I got a clear here, and I'm actually going to let it sit and get the bubbles out. And I need to get some white pigment. That's what I need. Now, if I could use the titanium white. If I had a nice heavy titanium white in acrylic, I could mix that. You want it to be a heavy paint, because the heavier the paint, the more pigmented it is. The thicker the paint, I should say, not heavy. Okay. There's my clear. So now we have, what do we have? 40, 60. We got 60 milliliters made. And that's only 80 milliliters. So see, we've almost made it all we need for our second coaster. So this one's going to go so much faster. All right. We're only going to need like our last little bit is how this should work. Let's see. Let's see how it works. All right. I think I'm going to use this in an outer. Like a little bit inner and a little bit outer. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but we're going to do the outer first. And I'm going to do a little inner. Inner there. And so you're going to notice here that it's kind of self-leveling, and so it is self-leveling, and so you notice I'm not doing them like right up next to each other, because they're gonna find their nicks and nooks on their own. I love this rose gold. So that's the eyeshadow. Forget what the eyeshadow is called. It is called Risque. I think that's the one I used. Oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Confident. Confident. Alright, so that's the eyeshadow Confident. And then that pink, that translucent pink doesn't really have a color name. Here comes our rose gold. Put a little over here. Okay, and so now we're going to layer. Oh, I see. I need a little in this corner from the camera there. Okay. What I like. Alright. So now I'm going to put a little bit clear, just a little clear level layer there. See now how we're going to have layers between the colors because I put that clear layer there. Do you see that? I hope you see that. I hope you can see that. Alright. So now I'm going to put this in the center. You got translucent heart. Yeah. Okay. And then if you leave your stick in there, oh, you can't see it. So like on this, how there's still a little resin in there, if we leave a stick in there like that and let it cure, then it'll just all pop right out. Total cleanup. Such a great cleanup. Oh no, my phone's going dead. Luckily I'm not streaming from my phone, but I was chatting from it, so. Alright, so now this, I'm going to do, I kind of want to do like a, squiggly line. You see this squiggly line? Okay. And now we're going to take this and get that off there. Yes, I saw that drip. Got a couple of bubbles I see. And so I don't want to have bubbles in between my layers. You notice it also gives us a really cool effect with our different colors. All right. I would like that. It almost looks like a marble. All right, so now I'm going to add in this rose gold. Okay. All right, now we're going to add more clear. Because I want to do a whole clear, kind of sandwich a clear layer in there. Oh my god, this is going to look so freaking awesome! Oh, I'm so excited about this! Okay, so hopefully it cures up. Hopefully I did all my mixing right and all my stirring right. Okay, so now I got this center that's kind of clear. All right, do we want to do this all color or should we add some rocks? I think we should maybe add a little rockage. What do y'all think? I'm thinking we're in that point where we could add, you want it to be the really fine stuff. Hold on. Not the big stuff. Gotta pick the big stuff out. Picking the big stuff out. Too big. Crush that up. Alright. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of a cat eye, I think. Here with the stones. Putting them in the center. Just a little bit on the outers. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. Again, this is stained glass from my daddy's workshop, so these are gifts from my sister, and so there's some specialness there in that. All right, so now we're gonna just add in this last of this gold here. Confident. What's the color? I like to hide infinity symbols and Om symbols in my artwork, my abstract artwork. As well as my J. I always like to hide a J somewhere. Not necessarily going to find it, but it's always in there. We're going to need to make up, I think it's a final 20 milliliters, and I'm going to make it in clear, obviously, and then I will add, I don't know if I'm going to add anything to it, but I might add a little. I might make a little bit of another color. Because you want to keep your color layers going throughout. And then I'm probably only going to do these two to start. And I'm going to let them cure and see how they turn out. And then if they don't turn out, I know I had to do something different. Since these are my very first, I don't think I'm going to do all 6. Okay. But, you know, I like that I'm finding out what it takes and, you know, how much it takes to actually, you know, do one. And, you know, it's a learning curve. It's definitely a learning curve. Yes. Okay. Let's make up our last bid on this one. And then comment if you think we should. I think we should add some more of that pink, at least a little bit. Maybe try to do some of the translucent. Maybe try to do the rose gold a little translucenty. I like playing with these pigments. That is really fun to me. I love making color and, you know, creating colors. And you can really do that with pigments. I mean, the alcohol inks, they were really fun too. I'm not sure which I enjoyed more. I'm kind of curious to find a heavy white paint and try to make a better white to base my alcohols on. Because obviously I don't have a great white. Ha! That sounds like a great white shark. Oh yeah, don't rub your hair if you got sticky hands. Ha! That's not wise. Alright, here it goes. Second part. Part B. This goes much faster. So you want to be careful. You don't want to get too much. Your portions are very important here. Okay. I actually watched a video where a guy took a big, like a big bowl, and he just dumped both bottles in. And let me tell you, they advise against that. There's like a minimum amount that you should do, that you should make at least, and there's a maximum amount that, you know, hi baby, that you should make, or that you shouldn't make more than at a time. And that was definitely more than the maximum amount. Alright, so, again, I'm off camera. Alright, pearlescence. So it's swirling. We're swirling. So we're going to stir till we stop swirling, and then we're going to stir for 3 more minutes. And that's... So there's a lot of stirring. And I maybe could have done some pre-mixing. And so next time I might do some pre-mixing, because I do have the 40-minute work time. Now, if I don't know how long at the Famo, how long, there's more stirring with that one. So that one I'll probably will pre-mix. I just got to see what my, I feel like there's something in there. There is. I totally forgot what I was saying. Comment if you know what I was saying, or if anyone was listening, or if anyone's even watching. So, happy birthday to my sister. These coasters are gonna be her gifts. I hope she likes them, and that she sends me a little message and says, "No, it's all right," which I might get, but actually, my sister's really cool about stuff like that. She, you're like, homemade gift, really? But she's one of those people that's really, really hard to buy for unless she gives you a list. And then she doesn't like you spending money on her, especially if you don't have a lot, like I don't. And, which I can appreciate. But I still want to, you know, do the thought thing, you know, kind of the thought that counts. My mom, we used to have a running joke in our family. It says, since it's the thought that count, I thought about sending you on a cruise, or I thought about sending you on this vacation. But yeah, then my bank account made me coming back to reality. So, alright, we're definitely not swirling anymore. So now we got 3 minutes. So, this is the thought that counts kind of thing that I'm putting in the time to make a gift. So that's part of the homemade gift. And, I mean, if it's a decent, nice piece of work, then my sister is one of those people that's like, oh, this is cool, I really like this. So she's either really good at faking it, or it's my mom did teach us how to do that well. Or go, oh, I love it. It's such a great gift. And then put it in the re-gift box. Or she sincerely does like them, and I think if she didn't sincerely like them, she would eventually say something to me, so I would stop making her homemade gifts. Right. So, and besides the fact that I wanted to see how this all worked, and I wanted you all to see, you know, if it all failed or if it all didn't fail, I wanted you to see, just like when I did my very first paint pour. I thought, well, you know, she doesn't normally watch my show, but maybe she might love them so much that she wants to see how I put them together. So I truthfully didn't think it would take this long. And that is because of the edited videos. The edited videos are like, 5 to 15 minutes long. Then boom, they got their coasters done. And not 2 hours in, we got 2 coasters done. The difference between live and not, right? And somebody should add up how many minutes I spent stirring and riffing over stirring. I could probably cut that in some pre-show stuff. All right, we're almost there. It's amazing how those 3 minutes go pretty quickly. Of course, then I gotta let it sit too. But I'm thinking I might pigment a little bit of it, because otherwise we'd have this clear like layer that'd just be clear, and yeah, no, that would look weird. I mean, it could look cool too, but I want it to look uniform throughout. Oh wow, look how this one's changed a little as it's settled. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the glitter. I can't decide if I like the glitter or not. It's hard to find good glitter, I gotta say. And this glitter definitely floats. So I got issues with that. Okay. So now I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to pigment it. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little bit in here. And I want to keep some clear. So we'll go ahead and keep some clear. So we have an area in between that's clear. So we have some clear areas. Alright, so now this, I really loved that rose gold. So I'm going to go ahead and make more of the rose gold, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to make it more translucent. Yeah, we like this plan. As soon as I find the rose gold. There it is. And this is a Pearl X pigment. So that's why it looks pearlized. It's because it's a Pearl X. Alright, so I put a good amount last time. So I'm just going to put a very small amount this time. Because once again, you can always add more, but you cannot take any out. Right? Right. Alright, so literally a very, very, very small amount. See that? Very small amount of pigment there. Alright, so this should be very translucent. I don't expect this to be as... So you notice you can actually even compare them. See how translucent that is in comparison? I mean, it's still got the rose goldy, but it's much more translucent. So see, that's the big, huge difference there on how you get a translucent color versus a more opaque color. And whether you're putting more pigment in or not. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to let that settle for a minute. And I'm going to try to pull the absolute last out of these cups. So you can tell this was the rose gold before on the that I pigmented last, that I did quite a bit of pigment on it. So I wanted to show you how much pigment was in that comparatively to what we just made, which does not have as much pigment. It's more translucent. There we go. A little bit there. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit, very slowly. Of clear. Not quite all of it. Yeah! Alright. Woo! So that was sweetness. And then I'm going to take this and just scrape the last of this pink out. Because I want to just use as much of it as I can. I love these colors. Oh, wow. Alright, and so because I put that layer of clear, so now we're getting that real 3D look on this. Just trying to get these drops in. Come on. Alright, doesn't want to go. Okay, so now we're going to do the translucent pink. Put that in there. Let that dry in there. Okay. I'm just going to do some of the translucent pink. See how translucent that is in comparison. I'm going to actually start on the edges with this. And then do a circular pour. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to blow. I'm going to blow it. There's a bubble there. See. You want to get those bubbles out. At least a good portion of them. I'll leave a few in because, ooh, starting to set up. Because I think that, you know, I want it to look like glass, and I think, or like an actual geode or something. And I think that in, you know, nature, you know, that has bubbles. Or if you have ever seen blown glass, it has bubbles. Alright, so I'm just going to put the last of that confident in there. And then we're going to do a last of the translucent rose gold. I swear this one took more. By volume. Because we did the 40 cc's and then we did 20 and 20. So we did 80. So this is 80 total. Once we get the last of the clear on there. It doesn't look like it's as thick. So did I do 100 on the other one? Somebody rewind and tell me. I thought I only did 80. I Thought I did 4 of them. Notice how when I'm moving it, only this one is moving and this one isn't moving anymore when I move the whole thing. Because this one is pretty much started to set up. So, even though, and we're still level, I'm going to make another 20. I think it would probably only take 10. But I want to make sure. So, it's probably thick enough. What do y'all think? You think it's thick enough? Thick as thieves. Alright. So, in case you're thinking, why don't I just blow on it? This is why. See? Did nothing. You gotta direct that breath. Alright. And then just got a couple I can't seem to blow out. So gonna take the trusty torch. Literally boom, boom, boom. See how easy that was? Like glass. Now, I think I want to do just a smidge more because I want it to be the same height as this one. Something just went flying. So, have we rubbed the lines off? Oh no. Alright, this one still has lines. Barely. So that's good to know. My little lines started to come off. I made so many. So, note to self. And that was made with a Sharpie, those lines. There's 10. This is definitely the last batch. There we go. Definitely. And then we're going to add B. To that mix. Alright. I really feel like I shouldn't, but I'm just going to add just a little bit. There. Alright. B to the mix. Awesomeness. So you can see here on the bottle, hopefully you can, that it says the mix ratio is 1:1, the work time is 30 to 40 minutes, and then the cure time is 24 to 48 hours. So the cure time is the amount of time it takes for it to harden. So that I'm not going to make you sit and watch me riff for 24 to 48 hours. That I'm not going to make you do. So I'm not that bad of, you know. No, you must do it all live. So there are some things that, okay, we just got to come back to it tomorrow. Right when I would come back to it. It's not like you're missing anything. I'm going to walk away just like you guys. And then tomorrow, at about 5 or 6 p.m., I'll come back. And we'll check it and see if we're hard. I think we'll be hard because we're not really in the 48 hours is more for those cold areas. All right. So our swirlies are gone. We're doing our 3 minutes now. So yeah, as I was saying, and in fact, if I put it outside, it'd probably cure super fast because of the heat. So, both heat and humidity, you can't even see my face, both heat and humidity, there we go, change it so that your cure time is shorter. But that doesn't mean you want to add heat, just so you know. Although, I haven't done a lot of research on it, but there is some kind of pressure thing you can put them in. And I don't think I would need that here, but I would think maybe in really cold areas. Or if you're doing really thick or big, there you go, nose itch, cast, then I could see a reason for it. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is my very first resin cast. I'm making a birthday present for my sister. Happy birthday, sis! And I decided, well, we're going to stream it live, so if somebody wants to see, hey, how did you do that? I can say, look, this is how I did it. Or if it totally screws up, y'all can say, oh boy, that did not work at all. Or we can say, wow, okay, that was easier than I expected. Or maybe you'll say, okay, that was a little more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. And I think as you get to know, as you get to work with resin, and as you get to know it, you see that camera's not really, that kind of looks like it's all one color, and you can't see that there's layers there of mixture. But there is. So I'm excited to show you that once we pop it. But I did put a lot of color in that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. So I might be able to just add this clear coat and then kind of mix it in a little. Try to blow it down deeper. that just sounded dirty. I think we're at our 3 minutes. I'm getting good at knowing when 3 minutes is up. Okay. Alright, we're going to let that sit. I am going to make a little pink, I think. A little more pink. Or, could just make a straight gold. That could be fun. That could be fun. But we got an awful lot of gold in this already. You do have a lot of gold. This is a really, really thin gold. Thin as in color thin. Alright, so just a little bit. I'm actually wanting more. More clear here than non-clear. And we're going to very carefully open this. Actually, we're going to take these gloves off. Oh, be free, hands, be free. And then we're going to very carefully attempt to open this. Alright, is there... Oh, wait. There's a... It's hard to see. that there was a seal on it. Haha! Got it. Alright. Seal's off. Now we're very carefully opening it. And we're going to take out a very, very, very small amount. Because what is our motto? We can always add more. But you can't take any away. Very small amount. You see that? You can barely see what I got in there. And I'm covering up my pigment. Because, yeah, if I don't, I'll spill it everywhere. I am notorious for spilling shit. I'm going to grab a little thing here. And we're going to stir, 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 stir. Yes, this is very translucent. Which is exactly what I wanted. Oh, this is beautiful. I already got so many rich colors in there. I just need to add a little bit to my height. Alright, now it's definitely looking more like a consistent height as the others. And yes, I should be using gloves. These things are covered in resin. But I was just to a point. Now I got resin all over my hands. Okay, now my straw. Get my sorry about that, guys. Alright, hey, look at that. Right there. Ah. Okay. There's this one bubble being a bitch. Uh-oh. Alright, see? I did too long. Did you see what I did? That's, whew. That is not what you want to do. That just gave me fumage. It won't go out. I can't get that bubble out. Yeah, you gotta not. Ha! I got it. I had to push it to the corner. There we go. Still right there in that corner. It's gonna bug the crap out of me! And you can do that too. Alright. So there I have 2 coasters done totally differently. One with pigments, one with alcohol inks. I used my crushed glass in both of them. And I really appreciate all y'all joining me. And there will be more resin flowing and an actual pour. I'm going to do an actual pour as well to come. It will not be tonight, but it will be coming, I promise. Because obviously I got all this I got to use up, and I got to use this now. So I'm probably going to use this up before I start using the Famo wood, just because. But don't worry, I have some larger pours too. But just because I don't want to have 2 casting resins open, aging, and I just don't think that's wise. So that is our stream for today. What is today? Is today Wednesday? I think today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. And tomorrow we will be streaming our regular stream, and it will be Mice and Mystics. So Sadie will be here. And Chapter 2, we finally beat Chapter 1. It took us twice. We had to play it twice. So hopefully we can beat Chapter 2. Oh, God, I hope there aren't any of those trashy boys. So, and also, hopefully tomorrow in our during our stream, I'll pop these. Hopefully they'll be completely cured and I'll be able to pop them. And so we will be streaming tomorrow after 4. And so join us tomorrow. And for Girls Game 2, Mice and Mystics. Thanks again. We'll talk to you later. Happy birthday, sis. I really hope you like them. Bye, y'all.